James, put this at the beginning of the show. This has to go at the beginning of the show.
We did an intro, by the way.
Yeah, but we didn't do the hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Game Won't Play Itself podcast. You are now watching us live on Twitch TV, or you're listening to us on podcast, anywhere, whether that be the iTunes, Google Play Store, Podcast, or wherever you get your wonderful shows. We do appreciate you spending your time with us today. And remember, there are tons of ways that not only you can help support your local podcast, but also our podcast as well, with like Twitch Prime, where you can go and watch Mother's Day. You know, that wonderful film that has an 18 on Metacritic that stars Jason Sudeikis. You know, that was a movie. And Jennifer Aniston. It was really great and big a couple years ago. People cried. Real tearjerker. And that's the reason why you have your Amazon Prime subscription. Which, of course, you did. Because you wanted to see that movie because it was really important to you. And then you kept it because you forgot. And you have the $9.99, which is now going up to $19.99. But because you have that Twitch Prime subscription, you can then now link it to your Twitch account. And then sub for free once a month to whatever any streamer you want. And the thing is, too, it never re-ups automatically. So you need to manually go in and choose which streamer you would like to do. But that being said, that gives you a chance to sub to anyone who is not only a streamer but also an affiliate or a Twitch partner. And if you want to support us, we really do appreciate it. If not, you can also support anybody else, any of your favorite streamers, whether that be Polo and Sam, Cosmic Gamers, or Ulysses, or anybody else or the Hurgleman, or anybody else in the pantheon that is the Game Won't Play Itself, and Friendos.
But I mean, I'll take this chance to shill for myself a little bit. I would love it if someone subscribed. That'd make my day. But as a separate channel, I'll shill for myself a little bit.
Exactly. So we do appreciate you spending your time. If you are enjoying this, how is it on Monday of the next week? Because guess what? We actually get these things out live and on time. If you enjoy listening to us, thank you. We are also on Spotify. We do appreciate your time with us. We do appreciate everything you do. You guys are the reasons why we do this every time, because we could literally just open up a Skype chat and do it. But it's really the interaction with you, the fans, the groups, everybody that make this possible and make this fun. Because if it wasn't fun, we wouldn't be fucking doing it, because let's be honest, we all could think of a better way to spend our Friday nights / Saturday mornings.
Sleeping.
Yes, see, that's where Will is like ready to fall asleep as it is right now. So with all of that, this has been the Game Won't Play Itself podcast. We've all been us. You've all been you. We've appreciated everything tonight. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the order?
Merch is available at spreadshirt.com/Coffee Night Productions.
That is a thing. See? And also, just to show you what it's like, because obviously Will, using his wonderful subscription, subscribed. We're also going to do something else right now. Hey, Chris.
Yeah?
You wanted somebody to sub to you?
That would be delightful.
That would be delightful? Well, guess what? Surprise!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Get the MLG horns out!
Just to show you guys just how easy it is.
There you go.
That's happening live.
With Twitch Prime.
Good, that's good.
Okay. Everybody talk.
Hello.
There we go. It works. I gave them voices.
Can I make Cad Bane?
Does that make me God?
No.
No.
That makes you an alcoholic.
I don't have
Yes.
that much to drink.
Sorted.
But we've got a photo picture there.
So as we can see James, that's fine. If James can see us, fine.
Good.
And you
That's
guys are
right.
also, we can see you too. See?
Fantastic. And if we need to turn up Discord for Discord so we can hear James, there is a...
Well, you should be able to hear me just fine.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's, I know Chris is a little bit low for us.
Oh.
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 Why?
Oh.
Now Chris is going to turn up his volume, which is going to make me turn down my volume. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh.
This is in video because she'll give me a...
No, I'll let him adjust.
We'll let them adjust, yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's perfect in my ears. And everybody else can hear you. So, we're good? We're good.
I mean, we can hear you fine, James. It's just because we're using your laptop. You say.
Right. Okay. There we go. We can see everybody. Everybody can see everybody. Everybody can hear everybody. We haven't dropped any frames. I think so. That's been episode 97 of the Game Won't Play Itself podcast. I've been James. That's been Hurgleman and Lard. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night. Chris, are you starting a new game?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't have any of the saves on the mobile station.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just invested because I can actually watch your stream while streaming our stream while talking to them. It's really weird. Like it's really Inception-y.
That would be
I'm trying to think of a
What if we just
humorous pop
Yeah.
culture character.
We could click that on and off, but that would
Do we?
what this about.
okay?
I can't really like.
The Queen?
Farmer John.
Farmer John?
Yeah, Farmer John.
Farmer John? Joe the Plumber?
Joe the Plumber. Farmer John. Joe the Plumber.
Potato at that point? Farmer John.
Dark Souls 2.
Just call him Dark Souls 2?
Dark Souls 2. That's his name. Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls Remastered at this point.
Nope, Dark Souls 2. Why? Because he's terrible.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired, ladies and gentlemen. This is obviously a little bit more wackier than the normal version of the stream. But hang on, let me mark it right here. And I need a time period. What's the time in? Okay, 34 minutes in. Thank you very much. Mark that as that. Because I have a little bit of the better sound quality. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 97 of the Game Won't Play Itself podcast. I haven't been drinking, but that also is the Hurgleman.
Hi, it's me.
It's Lardteamaker, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that Twitch name.
Hello, this is Malinari 1974.
Hello.
And Lardteamaker. And I obviously have been here a while. I'm James of the Game Will Play Itself. So obviously I have to lead off with a special announcement for all of you. This is the humorous part before I give you guys the shit sandwich, which is something funny, something sad, and then something funny again, which is the rest of the show. But first of all, I need to look at you all square in the eye, and we need to talk about something serious here for a second. So chat, I need to let you know that we are updating our terms and conditions and policies, and I need to let you all know this so that you can understand that we at Tig Whippies take your security very personally and very safely. And that is why we have never emailed you and never will email you for any specific reason whatsoever, because who the fuck uses email anymore to even talk to somebody that isn't remotely business related or trying to get your resume for something? So we're going to get that out of the way. Number two, if we are going to sell your information, we will make sure you get a cut of it, because it's only fair that if we're selling your social security number through whatever means of you giving it to us, we should all make money on it.
You
Right?
should be able to afford to get your life back together.
Exactly. So if we may ruin your life, but we will help you scrape that all back together for you. I feel that that's very important. Also, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like the right thing to do. And we're all about bandwagoning here too. Much as Black Ops 4 is going to have a Battle Royale mode, we too are also updating our terms and conditions. And we feel that it was necessary to let you all know.
We're also now a Battle Royale game.
Yes.
Tig Whippies is now a Battle Royale game. We are not a podcast. We are done podcasting for the rest of eternity. This isn't a podcast either. What you're hearing, what you're seeing, that's not it. It's a Battle Royale game.
Yeah.
And you're playing it right now. Thank you for your patronage.
Well,
Welcome
I
to
think
Loot
it's
Boxes.
because we're part of Duo tonight.
Duo gaming.
Well, it's 4-man. It's 4-man.
It's 4-man. 4-man team.
Squads.
Squads. So, welcome to the show. We're happy you're all here. We're happy you could join us or waded through whatever happened before. We're not going to talk about it.
It was something.
That was
I'm sorry.
you're waiting for enough players to join so we could get the game started.
Yeah, that was the queue timer.
It was matchmaking.
Yeah, matchmaking. Because some people have bad pings.
Well, that's what happens when we tried to get a couple of people on European service from the States.
Yeah, it's a very common thing.
Very common
Have you
thing.
not seen my Rocket League streams when that happens?
Now, Chris, are you supposed to win this fight?
No,
Okay. Good to know.
I'm supposed to lose it explicitly. I'm definitely not supposed to come back later on.
So there you go. So obviously on this show tonight, we have a guest. Surprise! We have news of a sorts.
That's more of a surprise.
That's more of a surprise. Actual news. We have regular tomfoolery that you all have come to know and expect and love at this point. Hopefully love. Hopefully you don't roll your eyes when I just start going off on a tangent about Nebraska or Detroit. And being human in Detroit. Which is really not a good thing right now. It's very difficult to be a human in Detroit.
Being a trash can is also very difficult to do in Detroit.
Yeah.
Broadcast settings. Fucking check yourself before you wreck yourself, please.
Check your privilege broadcast settings. Come on.
God fucking damn it.
Fuck you, broadcast settings. Check that
Change your
privilege.
best perform. I don't.
Detroit out there.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
this is what happens
Okay.
on Fridays.
Can I get this notification cleared, please?
So we're gonna go right in on this. Detroit Being Human came out for pre-release for a lot of people. We didn't get it. Sorry.
Nope.
If any one of us was gonna stream it, it was gonna be Will.
Yeah.
Because I obviously believe I have a very hard stance on androids, and that is that they do dream of electric sheep. And I have to go get my gun afterwards and go hunt them down as my part-time job as a Blade Runner. It's very true.
It's not replicants.
Replicants are androids of a sort. Actually, they are. They're specifically androids.
But do they need love too?
But it's not as interesting of a question as do they dream of electric sheep?
Do electric sheep dream of them?
A more interesting question is how the fuck do I get rid of the broadcast thing on the top right-hand corner of my screen?
Well, we don't see it, so...
I mean, probably because you guys have something blocking it.
No, I don't see it.
Okay, no, actually, we do see stuff, but that's more technical.
Oh, right, because you're not seeing it through Twitch. My Twitch is seeing it. Yeah. How the fuck do I do this?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. But let's talk about Detroit here for a second, and why do games with androids or cyborgs have to be set in Detroit? Right?
RoboCop. That's why. They've
RoboCop,
seen how good
Yeah.
RoboCop was and went, okay, we need to follow this.
Deus Ex,
Yeah. Detroit, yes.
Detroit,
But
Wasn't
Paris,
it New York originally?
the original Deus Ex, but the prequels with Adam Jensen is based in Detroit. That's where Seraph Industries is.
yeah,
Right, which is probably also a nod to RoboCop.
I think it's both a nod to RoboCop and also a commentary on the United States in the sense that a businessman with a lot of money is trying to create a corporate headquarters in Detroit to help revitalize a striving economical area. Also, probably because the city looking for those said businessmen gave him hefty tax cuts, thus perpetuating the horrible cycle of getting tax cuts on major corporations and not being able to take in said tax revenue to get yourself out of the shithole that you are, hence Detroit.
Isn't it also Motown? So that's Mechanical Overlord Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
But it looks cool. I mean, I can't tell you what it is. I'm gonna watch people play it eventually. But so
I'm
Detroit.
hoping to get it soon. That's the best I can do at the moment.
It's you're the Liam Neeson of gaming right now. We don't know where, we don't know when, but we will find you and you will stream it.
Yeah. It's
So,
just a watch.
Very
space.
accurate.
So yeah, that's an important piece of and then obviously another important piece of gaming news is John Peter Bain, better known as Total Biscuit or the Cynical Brit, passed away last night at the age of 33 due to metastasized colon cancer. He is probably he was one of the people who really came to prominence on YouTube and really kind of pushed the envelope of video game reviewing in a sense where he did not focus on the AAA titles and more on indies. He was very outspoken about AAA companies and them pushing away good gameplay and good story for profit and revenue, and really was a proponent of that. Also a major StarCraft 2 fan, to so much to the point where he even created a team and was a shoutcaster for a lot of their events. He also had the Crow Optitude podcast, which he did with Jesse Cox and Dodger, and was also on many other. He also had a bunch of other venues, but has since kind of taken a backseat to those as his illness increased and eventually took his life. He's somebody who we as a community should all really aspire to and really pay a lot more respects to, because he was kind of made it so in the world of the IGN and the Eurogamer 7 reviews for games that were obviously shit, he kind of created a voice of reason along with, Jim Sterling and a lot of those other people who kind of stood up and said, no, this is not right. We will not stand up for this. These things are not good. He also blew up a lot of stories. He was involved in the Gamergate situation. He had commentary on that. He also was very instrumental in kind of blowing apart I forget which game came out early, but it was an early release for a game, and so YouTubers were signing contracts saying that they would, if they reviewed the game favorably, they would be able to get it for free and get paid for it. And they were not disclosing it as a paid advertisement under the United States law, and that was a major thing, and that caused, I think it was an EA game, because fucking of course it's an EA game. Why wouldn't EA be doing all the shady ass shit that they do?
Yeah.
It's their business model at this point. But he's survived by his wife, who from what we're hearing in his declining health, would be taking over, at least producing the Co-optitude podcast, and his wife and a stepson. So that's a sad piece of news that a lot of people woke up to. I was fortunate enough to see it happen live, if that's a thing.
It's kind of a thing. You saw the breaking news of it live.
I did see the breaking news of it live.
Yeah, it is a sad thing. I mean, you're talking about the Gamergate bit, and I know in the latter years of his life when he was re-diagnosed with a cancer, he was getting a lot of flack still because of his involvement with some things. And, if he was standing up for what was right and yet people were giving him flack for it, well, then who's the bad people? And the man should still be, recognized. He should be honored. And one thing we noticed this morning, and I was talking to, Gary here about, it's the first time I've seen a YouTuber's obituary on BBC.
On the mainstream BBC.
It's a bad. I mean, and we once again we all talked about that this was a horrible thing, that we didn't want it to come. We knew it eventually would come. That now we're having YouTube personalities show up on this. Though I think we can all unanimously agree when we see Aaron Paul's name go across that screen as having passed away, there will be a small cheer in everybody's mind. Also, the game was Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. He relayed that vloggers have been offered early access to the game in exchange for agreeing to a restrictive contract which required them to be positive about it. And they didn't say it, but the Federal Trade Commission rules they've require paid promotion deals on YouTube to be disclosed. So he helped pioneer that kind of, this is a paid promotion.
Which that needs to be adjusted for all forms of media, not just online videos, because TV and movie have... I
thought you were going to say that just needed to be adjusted for YouTube, and I was able. There's a lot more wrong with YouTube than just that.
No. Film and TV don't have that standard. You can make just a big paid promotion movie, which was the Emoji Movie.
Oh God!
Yeah, it was just
infomercials.
it was just, well, I mean, infomercials, they're obvious and attempting to sell you something, and a beautiful art form in and of themselves.
Absolutely. Dare I say, one of the original memes before memes existed.
Absolutely.
It wasn't as if Shadow of Mordor was a bad game, though. That was the thing. They didn't need to do that shit. The game would have been reviewed as well without them having to do that or wanting to do that promotional crap, because it was a decent game.
But it's EA.
Yeah, I know. Even though they're trying to change inverted commas quotes
They're not.
with
Look,
the new with the new Battlefield 5.
Yeah, it's going to have a battle royale, though. Did you know that?
It wouldn't surprise me.
When you're saying that's going to be full of microtransactions as well.
Yeah, because they're getting rid of the season pass. They're getting rid of the loot boxes, but they're keeping microtransactions to buy all this crap. Even though the maps and that are going to be free.
That's good. They're not trying to sell you the maps. That was the worst part about, the original DLC of consoles, were the map packs.
Now,
But you may not be able to open any doors to buildings unless you take part in a microtransaction to buy the keys.
So you've played the zombie mode before then, is what you're saying. You've played zombies, because that is the definition of that game.
If you want a chainsaw, it's an extra $5.99.
No, for the fuel for the chainsaw.
Do you want to unlock the next class? Well, to get the assault character class stats, you need to. It's $1.
For the bootlaces. So you can have it without the bootlaces.
We can change the skin color of the bootlaces.
There was some interesting stuff where I know people were complaining about the historical accuracy of the game too, and they're sitting there going like, when has they ever worried about that? Hence, like, going back to Battlefield 4, of people like flying planes, jumping out of them, no scope 360 sniping people on towers, then jumping back into that same plane and flying away. Historical accuracy.
Yeah. That's what they thrive on. Clearly.
Did you not know Biggles did that? That famous historical character from books. He did all that stuff.
Was he blowing on a UU Vela at the same time, just going when he did it?
No, he was twiddling his mustache while he's jumping out the plane.
Ah, so he's a Snidely Whiplash type.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like it's gonna be. I just look and I just flash back to the image I've seen of just like everything being a battle royale game this year at E3, and it just scares the shit out of me.
Well, there's a running joke I've got with Ian Higdon, because he said about making a bet to see how many there were, and I went, I'll go lower 7.
There's no Angry Birds Battle Royale yet.
So we can guarantee some stuff here. A, there will be at least 2 or more battle royale games at E3, right? We can guarantee that. Number 2, Skyrim is coming out on another system. We can guarantee that, because it wouldn't be an E3 if Skyrim wasn't coming out on something. It's just given at this point.
If it's not coming out on something, it's not an E3.
It's not an E3. Dude, it's Skyrim Battle Royale. No, because let's be honest.
Skyrim Battle Royale.
I want to actually be able to play a game. I can only imagine that the glitchy mess that would be a Skyrim Battle Royale, or just a Bethesda Battle Royale in general.
Equipped horse. What?
How is that how is the Dragonborn shout? Like, is becoming the Dragonborn going to be like the things you can Foostu raw people off of platforms? So, which led me to an interesting article that I read today about like how we're seeing a big polarization in the gaming industry, which is the games as service, and then the standalone kind of standalone game. And the two I'm going to use, the two probably most popular games that are doing well. Obviously, number 1 being Fortnite, games as a service, and then the other one being God of War. And here's what the thing that they made, that a game as service is come out and is meant to be the one game you play. Like that's the game you devote all your time to, because the grind is there. It's a skitter box. There's enough variety and enough things going on that keep you coming back and wanting to play the game. And it kind of shuts out other games as services at the same time, like Destiny 2 or PUBG, or the Borderlands games are another great at the same time. It's kind of like the one game you play because the grind is there. The World of Warcraft, there's a skitter box, or you have like you bought the season pass for it, so you're ultimately invested in it. So then you say, well, James, what does God of War have to do with any of this? Well, God of War is the exact opposite of this. It is a standalone single-player experience, which reason why it works if you have, and the same thing as a Fortnite, is it's the game that you play when you're not playing Fortnite. It's the appetite changer. It's kind of the switch. It's, it's a game that you do not need to be online for. You do not need to play with any other people. It's a linear, leveling up, contained experience that kind of allows you to, hey, my friends aren't on? That's not a problem. I don't need to have my friends on to play this game. I don't need to spend that hours. I just spent 4 hours grinding on Fortnite. Let me spend an hour just killing shit in God of War. It told a story, get developed things, get kind of understanding, have a narrative. Right? Because unless you're like doing some really crazy RP stuff in Fortnite, by the way, Fortnite RP servers, RP games, have them tell a story. LARPing could be huge in VR Fortnite. Just saying.
There's a single player mode for Fortnite. That's a separate purchase.
Yeah,
and it has a story. It has a plot.
It's also a piece of shit. It sucks. And nobody who's playing Fortnite right now in the Battle Royale mode will want to play that because it's probably not very good. Let's be honest, it's a subpar game.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I can hear Letitia getting angry right now at you.
I'm not getting angry.
No, I'm like on an objective look. As someone who's played some really fucking shit games, it's not bad. It's playable. It's something you can actually get into, and you can do co-op with it. So it's not bad. It's no Dungeon Defenders by any means, but it is something that is playable that you can enjoy.
But is it as playable and enjoyable as the free Battle Royale?
I mean, no, because it's not free.
True.
By definition, no.
So, we're kind of coming into an interesting area of the world, and I think that we're probably as polarized as we have been in the game. I mean, it seems like this is kind of the state of the world right now, that we are as polarized now as we have ever been at any point in time, and that's mainly coming to the way people are doing stuff. And you're going to see, you're going to have companies like CD Projekt Red and Guerrilla Studios and a bunch of games that are going to create very interesting story-driven narrative games. Heck, being an Android in Detroit is another one of those things too. And then you're going to have people who are going to jump on the bandwagon train for Fortnite, and people will either jump to it because it's the new hotness and they want it, or they're going to not bother with it because they've already got enough time, energy, money invested in their already one game. And so needless to say, I'm not looking too forward to this year's E3.
I'm not expecting anything out of it. Opening up E3 to the public, I think, was a mistake. Only for the sake that now they're trying to cater to the people who are coming along who are just the everyman. It's just turned much more into a big advertising fest. That's all it is now. It's just PAX East, but over there and with a different name.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to hurt the industry because it's just going to be more hype mongering as opposed to where E3 was before. I think it needs to go back to its like older form. Like just after they banned the Booth Babes thing, but like, right around that time post that where their focus was really just technological improvements, making the game's industry better.
And I am still for them having like, okay, we are the meat, like having like back when Tech TV was on, and you would like they would be there and they would have a booth and they would show the press conferences, and then they would like sit down with the creators and like let's interview them and talk about their stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
Have the media there actually being a part of it. And it's not like they don't have a perfectly good platform for somebody in the media to sit down and have a booth where they can have creators come in certain timestamps, right?
Right, like it's perfect for doing that, but the problem is they shifted away from the developers. It used to be about the developers, and not so much the project as project, but the project as an advancement in gaming. Like, you'd hear all about the Nintendo E3 tech demos. And that's all they were. They were tech demos. They were showing off the new technologies that they had.
Like Detroit Being Human. That was the tech demo for the PlayStation 4?
Yep, it was. It was after Beyond Two Souls came out.
Also, for the Final Fantasy VII remake tech demo. That was a tech demo.
Like, they're just not doing that anymore. And it's a real shame, because that's where we got some of our best stuff. Pikmin was a game that came out as a tech demo. It was using a population showing for, I believe it was the GameCube. And then they were just like, let's just make a game out of this. Just iconic games stem from them trying to push the limits. But they're not doing that anymore. Everyone's trying to play it safe. And so we're not getting anything new.
I think also the problem with E3 in that respect was it became too big to just
Goodbye, world.
For media, and everybody wanted the chance to go to it, and that's what the whole bit of why the consumers are allowed to go if you have tickets at extortionate prices. it just became too big. I mean, look at it this year again. You've got there's a PC gaming show back there, is because Square Enix are having a conference this year, as well as EA, as well as Ubisoft, Microsoft, Sony. But the difference between Sony's one this year is that their big main focus on their presser is 4 games, 4 exclusives. And then they're going to be showing off some little bits and pieces from indie stuff.
So Spider-Man is one.
Yeah, Spider-Man, Last of Us 2, Part 2.
Okay.
Is the Tsushimi is the third one. And I think it was Days Gone was the 4th one. So I think they were the 4.
And how long is their time period for this thing?
If it's like normal, about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
So you're going to tell me there's going to be like you're going to spend 30 minutes at a time on video game on exclusives.
I don't think it's going to be just 30 minutes at a time for it. I think they might be covering at least half an hour to maybe 3/4 of an hour for those 4 games, and then you've got the rest of the little stuff.
So the rest
because they did say they were going to do it differently.
So the rest of it is like where I can watch a subpar YouTube presenter kind of stare awkwardly off camera like this and kind of look down at the ground. Hey, let's introduce this celebrity that I never thought I would meet. Gee whiz, isn't this so super awesome that we're all here liking this game thing that you have no knowledge about?
It's for the kids, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hilarious. Look, I'm on a sofa now. Did you know we had a sofa here? This is the Japanese creator. By the way, he doesn't speak English, so we're going to translate for him over the dub system right now, as he talks and says whatever he wants. Gee whiz!
And we know it's how to get the kids involved with the YouTube stars, because earlier when we were talking about Dan DTM,
Yes.
how excited
we have 2 big fans of him. Yes, very close by, but they're fast asleep now.
So
oh god, why are my buttons not working? No, I think my controller just it's frozen. So I'm just like literally just running in circles.
For me, this has literally become, with E3, it's become like the NFL draft or a baseball game in the middle of the week. I would prefer not to watch any of it and then find the highlights clip later on that somebody has curated for me, just to see like there's this, and this, and then watch the trailer. Because it's better and not a waste of my time.
That's all I do now. Is like, I don't try to get up for E3. I don't try to watch any of it. I don't care about it anymore. And I'm making games again. I'm working on projects all this morning, except for like, I think 5 to 7. I was working on a Soulsborne project, which I'm slowly chipping away at. But like, I don't give a damn about E3 anymore, because it's just going to be another consumer show. There's no level of innovation that they're pushing.
I mean, at some point they should, if they're really going to go this far, just make it a trailer fest. Just go there and just like have it be like, I think one company did that one year, where it's just like the one guy came up at the beginning and goes, okay, here's everything we're working on, stepped off the stage, they just showed like 10 trailers back to back, the guy walked on, hey, that's cool, you can talk to us all later, bye, and then just walked off, and that was it. And I was like, dude, that's a good conference. They just showed me the shit I wanted to see. They had like the studio talking a little bit about it, like they're like, okay, yeah, we're the development team, this is why we think this is cool, and it shows like gameplay footage and stuff, and it goes in, yeah, okay, that's fine, I'm okay with that. I don't
This
need...
is the most ambitious Call of Duty ever, because we're using a dog. We don't need that shit anymore. Nobody wants it.
And by using a dog, they actually mean like the lead developer is a dog.
So as part of that, do you think maybe that the industry's moved away from the developers being the core of it, and it's all merchandising now, isn't it? It's all about
games as service.
Box from people's pockets at the end of the day. So it's a victim of its own success in somewhat. So I imagine you probably have a couple more years like this before it implodes, and then it goes back to just hardworking developers coming up with genuine new ideas and good storytelling.
Yeah, you'll see. I think you will see that, and mainly because what's going to happen is those people who get dissatisfied and disenfranchised with their major companies are going to leave them, create their own development studios, and then create those games. And
so long as we don't get Cliffy B doing anything else.
Yeah, as long as we don't get Cliffy B doing anything else. We've been over. We've been very well over that.
Holy shit, Cliffy B! What is your life, Cliffy B? What is your life, Cliffy B? You can't like. I don't know what he's doing wrong, because none of the games he produces are bad per se.
What he's doing wrong is he's copying other game ideas that are already hit on the bandwagon of making the money, and also running his mouth when he shouldn't do. That's what he's been doing wrong. Because remember years ago when he made disparaging marks about the PS3, and we was talking about how Gears would never work on for a Sony console game, and then Lawbreakers came out, and Bulletstorm came out. It's like, these are on the PlayStation Net platform. Someone's talking out to their bottom. and that sort of thing is the problem with Cliffy B. He opened his mouth, and people didn't forget that.
Yeah.
And what Gary was saying, it's like, I think that the business is cyclical. Yeah.
Yeah.
We already had in the 80s the rise of the bedroom programmers, which is back from this generation with the indie games that we've been seeing, like Lumo and everything like this. So, if we're passing that phase again, then the story elements is going to come round again, maybe for PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox when that hits in about maybe 2-3 years time.
Yeah, I think
that's what can happen.
Yeah, and I think when you say like, will this happen? Yeah, because look at like EA. How many companies, production studios, has EA bought in? Have them like create the last version of their game that they originally got, and then liquidate their assets and fire all the people.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing. They're basically like they're not companies anymore. They're basically like big banks in America. And somebody who's worked in the industry,
what they do.
They are just taking and they're not creating their own individual properties anymore. They're just going and finding people who are doing well in the markets that they want to be in and just buying them, and just have then giving them forcing their oversight onto them. With that oversight, having them create a more subpar product and then liquidating the assets that they don't need anymore because they don't need them. They've got the IPs and the stuff that they want.
Yeah, and then you get locked into the curse of the sequels, because then that's all you ever get out of that industry.
Here's a very good question that I want to know. How many new IPs are going to be at this year's E3?
My guess is about 4.
That are
from major studios. I'll say that
from major studios.
Count on one hand.
Yeah.
I pretty much I don't include Devolver Digital as a major studio at all, just because they're so exclusively indie.
Okay, and you know they're going to win the E3 presses this year again. You just know
absolutely.
This was so batshit crazy last year. It just ripped the piss out of everything else that was going on, and it just worked. Even though at 6:30 in the morning watching, and go, what the fuck am I watching? Before I'm going to go back to sleep.
It was a beautifully done Adult Swim skit.
Yeah, I only hope that they hired the creators of Rick and Morty to write their next one. 'Cause I can only imagine that it would just be... You'll watch the internet implode, explode, and then re-implode on itself again.
Yeah, the moment the big businesses are just run by shareholders. How much money can we get out of this with doing little effort?
That's exactly what it is. But I mean, like, to be fair, that is the business strategy: is how much money can we make with the least amount of effort. That is what does do successful.
How much money can we make with the least amount of overhead?
Yeah,
and that's what it's coming down to. And you take a small studio that did something good. And the thing is, too, like, also, and the reason why you see other studios that are good, they have alternate revenue streams. Like, I'm going to do 2 callbacks here to games that came out. One came out a long time ago. One came out more recently. Number 1, Steam. Widely successful. Very successful. Despite the controversy, widely, like, was the market, and still is the market standard of buying games online. But it's an alternate revenue stream for a company that makes Half-Life 2. They made Half-Life 2.
That makes Dota.
That makes Dota, right? They can do whatever the fuck they want. Bye, Michael Patterson. It's really nice. Get some nice sleep. You can listen to this later, as you know. But they can develop a quality product and keep developing that quality product because they're not expecting to make money on it. They do, but it's like, okay, we have all of this money, so we can use it on something else. CD Projekt Red has good old games. That's a revenue stream for them. They're not wholly devoted to the games that they're making as their main source of revenue. They have another revenue stream that's coming into the company that's allowing them to fund their other things. And so they're able to push out a more quality product. So you look at the companies who are totally beholden to these kind of things. You know, you like your kind of, what is it? Like your EAs and stuff, third-party publishers, and they have that overhead that they have to meet. They have they have to pay for the IP, they own the IP, they have to pay the licensing fees to be on the systems, and then they have to, do their marketing and stuff. The other reason why we're seeing a lot of good, like, AAA titles that are for that, I mean, look at God of War. That's a Sony development studio. They didn't have to pay the licensing fee, they didn't have to do that, and they had Sony backing them for their console. So there's a bunch of stuff that a bunch of overhead they did not have to worry about. And also, Sony knew that they wanted a good game. And they weren't going to push them to force it out as quick as they wanted. So that's the reason why God of War, despite a few things, was a solid title and a very great game.
Yeah, and because first-party studios being more console pushers to sell, rather than third-party ones, which,
Right.
Sony, from what I've heard, Sony and Microsoft, when they do first-party ones, are expected to take a loss on the games because they know that these ones are there to sell the consoles themselves, and that's where they make their money.
And the other nice thing, and the other thing about it too, is that it's all in-house, and they also know that they don't have to develop for PC and Xbox. they don't have to second guess or pull back on something because they have to expect it to be on different pieces of hardware. They know exactly what they're developing it for one piece of software, one piece of hardware. They know what the limitations are, they know what the strengths are, and they can develop to at or beyond that cutting edge. And that's helpful, especially for something like, what if, am I telling you, would you like to go into a project with me telling you need to work for X, Y, Z, and beta things, or you just need to work for X?
Yeah.
It simplifies things. And in some cases, especially early on in the console's development cycle, they're developing for maybe even 5 or 6 consoles. Because you're developing for the legacy console, like the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One or 1S or whatever the fuck they're calling it now. And then the Wii U, and then the Wii plus PC. That's 7 different things that you have to develop
mobile.
for.
And mobile.
Yeah.
And
Everything
mobile.
comes out on mobile now.
We say begrudgingly.
Mobile gaming is a majority part of the gaming industry now. As much as we don't like to talk about it, it is, and it drives a lot. So that's
I think it's getting to the point where it's actually maturing as a place for like games, not Angry Birds and Bejeweled.
Yeah, I can play Final Fantasy IV on my smartphone if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like I could play Chrono Trigger on my smartphone if I wanted to. It's the first JRPG I ever beat. By the way, one of the best JRPGs, and I will fight anybody on this.
Don't at me.
Will doesn't play JRPGs.
I play Precious Few.
Wow, kind of.
When's the last one you played?
Kingdom Hearts is a JRPG?
No, that's an action RPG.
Action RPG.
Then you're looking Rainbow Moon would probably be the closest to that.
Okay, a little while ago.
Yeah, that was a little while ago.
Yeah, no, JRPG. That is not a JRPG. JRPG, turn-based or action combat, static with choosing menu options. That is not.
Actually, no, I played Final Fantasy after that. After Rainbow Moon.
Final Fantasy is very much a JRPG. I would dare say the industry standard of JRPG up until like 15. That's not a JRPG. That's just weird. No, I actually know what Final Fantasy 15 is. It's somebody's slash fiction.
No, it's The Hangover.
Like I said, somebody's slash fiction. We agree on this. 7, 8, 9, even the earlier ones, they're all solid games, and they were innovative. Square Enix was like trying to change things up a little bit. Let's change the battle strategy up a little bit. Let's let's interesting stories. I could not wrap my head around I felt like I needed a degree in psychology and metaphysics to understand what the fuck was happening in Final Fantasy 15. Like masters. And I've watched it, and I've watched people like fan theories try to divulge it, and I still don't understand it.
For 15?
15.
Wasn't that Road Trip the movie?
Except like at the end, he's old with his friends, and then they fight like his brother who's not his brother in a metaphysical world, and then that wakes everybody up who's been sleep. It's fucking weird.
Oh, it's just Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts was written better.
No, it wasn't. Don't you dare fucking give Kingdom Hearts credit.
I'm giving Kingdom Hearts credit over Final Fantasy 15.
Kingdom Hearts has zero idea what it's doing. It's very evident by the fact that none of the games have the same gameplay method. One and 2 don't even have the same format.
It was only until Coded came out and you actually went, oh, so that's what the story is about. Oh, all right.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You're still probably wrong about it, too. That's the thing. We're going to find out in 3, I'm sure, that we were all, still completely confused.
Oh yeah,
And
no.
3 is literally just a giant advertisement for Disneyland, a Disney World. That's it. It's just Splash Mountain, the advertisement.
Yeah, which is fine. At least it has a strong IP behind it. Final Fantasy 13 took them 3 games to come out, and I still don't know what happened in that.
Oh, Final Fantasy 13 was a shit show.
Remember
13
10
was a
and
shit
10
show.
too? When they started putting decimal points and using fractions in names is when shit started going sideways for Square Enix.
I think 10-2 was actually like... I think that was the
It was a
The
cosplay
last-
simulator.
It was definitely a cosplay simulator. This is very much so.
It was a cosplay simulator under the guise of going back to the job system from the earlier Final Fantasies.
Well, so I think it was more so a game that was developed out of the raw question of, hey, people really like these characters. Let's see what happens. Well, you know, Riku and Yuna. Let's see what happens. What would they look like in other roles? I think that was entirely the basis of that whole game. Was what would she look like if she was a black mage? What would she look like if she was a warrior? If she was,
So they had leftover concept art and they decided to make a game off of it.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what happened, and as a result, it was a very interesting to play game.
But you see that they still had the 2 worst characters in the series in the game. They still had Waka and Titus in the game.
Yeah, I think that was more a meme on the fans than anything else.
But like the entire game is about finding Titus. Why would you want to find him? He was a whiny bitch. Like it took me, I got to the final boss fight in that game. It took me 40 hours for Titus to maybe almost man up and realize his dad isn't the reason for all of his problems, and he's just like hasn't manned up and like gotten beyond it. Like, yeah, you have daddy issues. It kind of fucking sucks. But after a while, you just can't be like, oh, my daddy was mean to me. After a while, you need to, like, take some agency in your own life. And
His dad wasn't even that bad either. That's the thing.
Like, he wasn't. And, like, he thought he left him. But then he finds out his dad actually, like, left him and, like, joined a greater cause. And, like, tried to help save this alternate universe that may or may not be, like, the visions of a bunch of dead people. And shit. Once again, metaphysics. like he actually he realized that his dad like stopped being a shitty person after a while, and like, yeah, it sucks that he left you, but he became a better person and like saved thousands of people. So you kind of can't.
He wasn't even a shitty person to begin with. I mean, he was a little cocky, but like he wasn't even a bad guy. He wasn't like a terrible dad. He was just it's okay, son. Someday you'll be as good as me. Like that was the whole shtick. That was the whole shtick.
Okay,
someday you'll be as good as me.
The story of Final Fantasy X is literally the Cat Stevens song. It's Silver Spoon. Cat's in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon. When you're gonna away, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. I know we'll have a good time then. That's what it is.
Yep.
And then, like, you have alternate father figure Auron, by the way, best character in any game. So badass, fights with one arm, because he doesn't need the other one. The other one's for drinking.
Yep.
It's, like, all of his specials are literally just hold my beer while I do this.
Yes. That is precisely... I fucking hate this region.
But, like, Final Fantasy X was, like, that was the slippery slope. That's where it started. Then there was the MMO, the first one, which, shit.
It was a grind fest, but I mean, it was also basic. Japanese developers making an MMO. Were you expecting anything less than a grind fest?
Yeah, but, like, also the control scheme really fucked up. Like, even for, like, EverQuest, like, fucked up. Then you had 12, which was basically, like, just the project assets from 11 turned into a single-player game. And then you had 13, which I like to call the corridor simulator.
Yep.
Because really, all you needed to do for that game to beat it... Here, I'm going to help you guys. See, this is the controller. There you go. You win the game. You didn't even play the game. You chose the mode of battle for your people to attack with. You didn't even choose like the abilities to attack with. You basically said you be fighter, you be DPS, you be heals, and just sit and watch.
It's the
them play.
Bayonetta game mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just that was it. And I don't even know what happened. Like within like the second one was like a Pokemon with his sister, like I had to catch them all. And then like the third one was like a dress up thing. I have no fucking idea what was going on with all those 13 games. Once again, people had. I think they're too beholden to their artists. They had.
That is a definite truth.
Yeah, they had
definite truth.
They had a bunch of concept art, and they said, "Well, this looks pretty good. Let's turn it into a game." And they did. And it was shite.
I think the only time that Final Fantasy 13 got anywhere decent was when it actually opened up from the Walking Corridor Simulator, which was like about a 16-hour tutorial.
And then it goes back. The only decent part and the only character that has any redeeming qualities in that entire game is Zaz. Really, he has an arc. He has emotional development. His son got turned into a whatever the fuck those things are. I'm going to call him an Esper because I don't know any better name for them. He feels guilty about this. He feels some longing for these people he's with because he saw it happen to his own son, and he wants to get revenge for that, and he's ultimately a suicidal maniac trying to do that. And he eventually comes to his senses and realizing that there's more to live for than just that, and he has an arc. He grows as a character. Snow's just a douche.
Snow's just a motorcycle rider.
Exactly.
And his motorcycle are twins.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's some weird kind of fetishy thing going on in that.
That's all Snow is. He's biker fetish. The character.
He's that guy who
he's
leaves
testosterone. The character.
He's that guy who's like on Pornhub at work leaving comments. He's that guy.
Is it not just
bro, I totally went to the Belmonts. And the thing is, like, he's like kind of like Belmont snakes. Yeah, no. And Lightning is just an ice queen, like before Elsa. And I'm like, and I don't even like use it as a derogatory. Like, she emotes. She's female Cloud Strife. Let's just get that out of the way. She's female Cloud Strife with Squall's thing. What is it with the final? Also, what is it with Final Fantasies like 7, 8, and 13 of having to have their main characters have be just emotionally dead inside to everybody? Like Cloud, emotionally dead. Squall, emotionally dead. Like, didn't give a shit. Was just a bratty teen. And let's take
no. Squall was pissed off at everybody. He was always rearing for a fight. He wasn't emotionally dead.
So a teenager.
Yeah, he was just a teenager. Like, Cloud was emotionally dead. But I mean, at the same time, he was, a broken man.
I was gonna say, it's not like he went through emotional trauma and then like tried to mirror his life on somebody who he saw was being widely more successful than he was, and then created an entire backstory in his own head, so much so that he believed it and made other people believe it.
Yup.
It's not like there's a disease or anything for that. So what we're saying is that like these games talk about mental trauma, and the thing is that Lightning has no good reason. Like
Lightning. I mean, to be fair, Lightning has to deal with Frost. So
Snow.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah, and that becomes fun.
Has to deal with Snow. So like, let's cut her some slack. She does have to deal with him.
She does have to deal with him, and he technically was engaged to her sister. So I get that.
So much. I guess it makes sense for her to be such an ice queen. Like, really, you guys don't understand. This guy is marrying my sister. He's going to be family.
But ultimately, she lets it happen. Like, ultimately, she comes to accept Snow. Like, how do you do that? Like, even Waka's like, dude, you gotta fucking tone it down a bit. And that's Waka.
Well, Waka may have been absolutely terrible as far as like any of his dialogue goes, but like his personality, the truth of his personality, he's always been a good character.
No, he was a great character. He just dialogue in his writing just sucked.
He really needed better writing.
Like I said, Orin was the best character. because he was like totally like in. Orin's entire story was just literally telling Titus, your dad wasn't as big of a piece of shit as you thought he was. I know. Cut him some fucking slack. And Titus is like, no, he was a jerk.
He was a dick.
And by the way, that is an accurate representation of his voice. I can't.
Don't they just absorb whatever pop culture there is? So, you had Snow at the time when Sun was really at its peak. So, the next installment is bound to be something about an incestuous relationship. I don't know, or maybe an orange guy and building walls everywhere.
We got Final Fantasy 15, which was just like, hey, there are a lot of lady gamers now. Why don't we just...
That's literally all it was. It was just like, let's capitalize on the lady gamer population this time around.
Let's like... have you heard... It's like literally the exact word. Have you heard of this thing called Yaoi? It's huge!
It's huge. It's raging.
I also love the lady gamers.
The next one will be a battle royale.
Final Fantasy 15 is pretty close to that already.
Orange is a new Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
15, if I recall, was the gameplay itself was much closer to
an action RPG.
An action RPG, which I really loved. I really love the inclusion of action RPG in that sense, because the Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus was a very unique and interesting game. It wasn't great, but it was certainly something.
Better than 13-2-6.5-1-7.
Easily.
Also, thank you, Heather, for that delightful host. Much appreciated, and welcome everybody.
I think my title is still wrong. I think it still says game dev #EU for Soulsborne project slow development. I'm mediocre.
It's fine. Whatever gets the people the traffic to your channel.
Precisely.
Which is like what would be our title right now? Gamer shit on Final Fantasy series. Nope. It's Dark Souls 3, new person, new podcast.
Yep.
I checked. Polo and Sam. Hi, you're an affiliate now. How does that feel?
Oh.
Did you know that Ulysses and Polo and Sam also both got their affiliates?
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Yeah.
This guy brought a boxing gloves. Fucking brilliant.
Dude, he's got the one punch build.
No, one punch build is real hard to fucking do.
One punch.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy 15, also microtransactions. That was the thing. They also had like Power Ranger suits for them. And like if you want to talk about the ultimate cash grab, when the Windows version came out on Steam, they had the Morgan Freeman costume.
We can't really mention Morgan Freeman, right?
not anymore. That's been ruined.
So Gordon Freeman.
Wait, what? What happened with Morgan Freeman?
He's been accused of sexual harassment.
And then has apologized, so kind of admitted it.
But that voice.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it's like, yes.
Alleged. Yeah, of course.
Accidentally touch her in an inappropriate way. Because, I mean, even his apology will probably sound too nice.
Yeah, so they had the Gordon Freeman suit. And I think they even give you the like one of his weapons as a crowbar. Which I'm like, how is this canon? Okay, wait. We have gone off the rails at this point.
We went off the rails as soon as we left the platform.
Where we've gone, we don't need rails.
Where we're going, we don't need canon.
There are no rails on the pain train. There are no brakes on the pain train.
No. There is only like multiple metrosexual dudes on the pain train of Final Fantasy 15. Which, yeah, no, I mean, like, it was a decent enough game. I just didn't understand the story. And there wasn't enough to keep me, like, going. It's just like, hey, we need to go there. Oh, wait, the army invaded. Well, what do we do now? Actually, no. I know exactly where they got it. There's a Disney influence in Final Fantasy 15. You know what it is? Final Fantasy 15 is the Lion King. I'm gonna be king. I leave. All of a sudden, people betray us, and I have to lose my kingdom. So I have to go in exile, so then I can come back and be king
That's why it was so good.
and kill my family member.
It's just Hamlet. I mean, Lion King.
Yeah.
So that's why they did the deal with Disney to get the story for that.
So it's Hamlet then. It's Shakespeare.
It's literally Shakespeare.
Literally.
Literally Shakespeare.
Literally.
Literally Shakespeare.
I'm fighting a tree.
I see. You gonna chop some wood?
Maybe. I gotta hit these like parasite egg sacs.
So
Luckily,
this isn't a weird metaphor about hitting egg sacs on a big giant wood tree.
dude, I have to wail on its crotch sacs.
I know. I'm watching it. I have literally you on 2 screens, 3. I have the stream. I have OBS, and then I have the stream. So I have like your stream, OBS, and then I literally have you in 3 screens doing this.
He tries to hurt you by teabagging you.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So, E3.
Yeah.
They're actually gonna talk about Red Dead Redemption, right? So who's ready for those microtransactions?
Yeah.
Once again, if Clint Eastwood is not a voice in that game, they're dead to me. They're
Red Dead to you.
Red Dead Redemption to me.
Yep. He
Yeah.
should be in that.
They have enough money. Look at all the money they've been raking under GTA 5. They have enough. And then coming soon, if you buy the collector's edition, it's going to be the Battle Royale mode, or as we like to call it, the good, the bad, and the ugly mode, where it's just all of you just standing, do wah wah wah.
Please make that a thing, by the way.
That would be fun because
That would genuinely be fun.
But the good, the bad, and the battle royale.
yeah. Shit, that's gonna be Fortnite's next thing,
Can I
guys.
eat
We just made
this?
them a ton of money.
Can I eat this? Why can't I eat this? Oh, because I'm already.
Well, they'll be getting a fistful of dollars.
Oh fuck!
That's to be done.
Well, you know, because they're only doing it because they want a few dollars more.
Are we just naming Clint Eastwood movies at this point? Because I too can also do this.
Nah, I'm not being a dirty hack about it.
Sure. You're very unforgiven.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Come on! Roll back! Roll back!
Am I just gonna have to go and get in my Gran Torino and roll on out of here?
Oh, I mean, you're breaking my heartbreak ridge.
Jeez. I'm gonna punch you in the face like a sudden impact with my gauntlet and enforce my will upon
Oh!
Just make it when he was there.
Holy shit! This tree!
And when you go there, you go Magnum Force. I wait to see the rolling eyes now in the chat.
What are our knowledge of Clint Eastwood films?
No, he was in a lot of he was also in Rawhide.
Yeah.
As Rowdy Yates.
Yeah, for like 219
Cowboy
episodes.
name, isn't it?
Yeah, like where have all the cowboy? It's not like the song "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone." It's where have all the good cowboy names gone?
They're old.
You need to make a comeback.
They're
Like,
really old.
Yeah, but like I don't need like also You know
They're
what's
really fucking old.
I know, but if in Red Dead 2, if there isn't a character named Cletus in it, it's dead to me.
Should there not be Shooty McShootface?
Shooty McShoot face. Not the leg, not the stomach, in the face.
Shoot me in the face! The fucking face! Do it! Shoot me! Best quest in the game.
Yeah, also be either Roach or Mr. Ed.
No. It's a horse with no name. Because you're going to ride through the desert with a horse with no name.
You're a horse with no name.
Binky.
All right, we're gonna
Holy
hit
Dark, you
these
came at the
for
perfect time.
20.
We're off the rails. We have been for a while. We're just seeing how far down the rabbit hole we can go at this point.
Okay, so I gotta reel us back a little bit. I gotta reel us back to actual news. So, terms of service. We made a joke about this earlier.
It's the title of the
Civilization
show.
6 is currently at mixed reviews on Steam, exclusively, and I gotta thank Polo and Sam for letting me know about this. It's been dropping in reviews because they changed their terms of service on one of their updates. And it is now saying that they're basically primed to data mine your PC and sell your information.
Which game?
Civ 6.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
Well, I'm
what
going
the
to install
fuck?
that game.
The cheeky bastards.
Someone read the terms of service.
Someone read the terms of service, and that was like half of the comments. Like, thank you for someone who actually read the terms of service. I went through, found it myself. Yeah, that's the thing.
No, just skip it.
It's like, what did they say? Like, a Holland news network, like read the terms of service for Apple and the 10 most popular apps on Apple, and it took them 34 hours to read all of them from beginning to end.
It's because all of it is literally just you're selling your soul over to us.
We're going to data mine Cambridge Analytica. Obviously, we are not tied in at all with Cambridge Analytica. We work out of Corby Analytica. Which
The
is
minimal effort for the maximum laughs.
which in itself is very incompetent. So they themselves can't protect their own data. So how can we mine yours? Corbiana, by the way, that's their
You
motto.
protect our data, so we're not even going to try for yours.
Corby Analytica.
Well, the staff is running a line, bro.
We may or may not know your name.
Corby Analytica. We don't know who you are.
We're genuinely lost.
That is Lard's cousin. We're having a guest on the show.
And we are delighted.
We are delighted. He's our first guest in a long time. I'm not
Mhm.
talking about the
Yeah.
special effects episode. That was a special one-off.
Yeah.
That was a special effect.
See, also, like, apparently, like, lately, you have to have a beard to be on the podcast. We have not wanted to make that
Yeah, no,
be a
we're
thing.
we're very keen. If you don't have a beard, we'll make exceptions. We'll make exceptions.
For, like, anybody
But
who
generally
doesn't have a beard.
speaking, if we don't know you and you have a beard, you are more likely to get on here. It's just a fact.
It's in the
Fake
terms of
beards
service.
are welcome as well.
Yes, no,
We'll take fake beards.
Yeah.
Mustaches.
We'll take beard hats. We'll take mustaches. Beer mugs.
Fu Manchus.
If you're generally from the UK area, sometimes that works.
Usually.
That's generally
fake beard for them to come on. We can do that.
yeah. You pay us the price and the shipping, and we will ship you a beard.
Soul patch. I don't know.
That's not real beard.
No. Soul patch is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Soul patch. Go to Starbucks and read some poetry.
Or go to Flavatown.
Oh, if you want to talk Flavor Town, I've got a meme I have to send you, Chris.
Oh boy.
Can you look at Facebook Messenger right about now on your
Nope.
phone?
On my phone, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna send it. I'm sending it to you via the Facebook Messenger.
Oh boy.
It is dark, but it is hilarious.
Oh boy. Those are my favorite.
It also involves Flavor Town.
Good. Oh, is it the barbecue sauce gun?
Just yeah.
Yeah. One last trip to Flavor Town.
Oh, so wrong.
Oh, it's really funny though. It's really funny. All right, somebody summon me, please. I wish to kill things.
Flavor Town, you are definitely a thing.
I've got enough HP currently. I need more attunement. I need more stamina, and then I should be good to go. We can go 2020, 2020.
The grind is real with Chris right now. He's talking gibberish about a game that I don't know or care to know anything about.
Dark Souls is a fascinating game to learn. You don't have to play it to learn it.
I will just go watching your VODs. That's how I will do this.
Or even just on the side during the podcast.
Pretty much is what I do. Like when anybody else is talking, like usually when Will is going through like what he's been playing.
Oh, I can't.
I watch what Chris is playing because it's right there. It's really weird. Like I'm like have gameplay going on, and like watching Chris frantically try and play something, and then like we'll talk about other things, and it's just like I can't process information.
It's hypnotizing sometimes.
It is hypnotizing.
What was I doing? Oh, I'm at the right place. I just needed. I'm at the right place, just not the right time. I'm actually at the wrong place. At the right time.
It must have been the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. We all remember that song.
That is a callback.
It literally, all of my jokes are just callbacks to other things. I mean, we've been on the air long enough that I can now make callbacks to earlier shows. And it's almost like I know the episode titles and the names, the numbers of the shows, so that people have to go back and watch and or listen to those shows to understand those callback references.
So what you're saying is loyalty is rewarded.
Yes.
So what we're saying is that we still don't know who the real Dave Nova is.
Yeah, nobody knows. That was character
Now that's
day
a
one.
callback.
That's day one character. Dave Nova and Doom Guy. But we do know that two New Jersey construction workers really like talking about them.
This is
Yeah,
true.
you know, it's the Doom Guy. The Doom Guy. Dave Nova and the Doom Guy. They're all over the place.
Oh, fuck books.
So is that all the news?
As far as I know, there's
Sure.
something like that, I guess, I suppose. Let me drink this. Oh, that's so much better.
Because
Oh, it's-
I ain't been looking at news.
That's about it. There's like games that are coming out too and stuff. I mean, nothing. It's just all Fortnite news at this point. Like if you want to like, look anywhere.
Dark Souls Remastered. This, only because it's topical.
Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 remastered coming out.
Fuck. Snap. What the hell? I don't know what's going on, but there's just people falling off of shit all the time this game.
There you go. It very much explains the Dark Souls experience. People falling off. To
People
shit
falling off of shit all the time. Ah. I'm just gonna drink.
Okay.
I need to get this under the alert box. Better. Yeah.
It is hot in Topeka.
Are you in Topeka?
No. I am in this terrible small office, which is also hot.
Are you on your way to San Jose?
No, I'm not. I'm not on my way to San Jose.
But are you going to San Francisco?
No.
So
yeah, anyway.
we'll save. Well, the inquiring family and time people want to know, what have you been playing?
Real life mainly this week.
That
have
game
been
sucks.
Yeah, that it really has sucked over the past couple of weeks. So, but game wise, I have managed to squeeze in some more Yakuza 0 with the weird side shit. It has really brought out. Like, I had to stop a cult
Nice.
Now, you beat up the cult leader. He's sitting there going, I wonder how many bones have been broken in my body. And he gets all his disciples to come in, and they actually start doing like this healing dance thing. And he's sitting there going, no, you dipshits, you need to phone an ambulance. That's not going to work. Great.
They never kill anybody in that game, by the way. Never kill anybody. All the guys that they fight, never kill them. Hit him in the head with baseball bats. Not dead.
Picked up a motorbike and hit them.
Not dead. Park bench.
So that mainly what I've been playing at home. And since I have been here, we have gotten Gary here a load of Xbox One games.
This is true. And
we've also fed the addiction as well, because he has started playing some Fortnite and some PUBG.
I tuned into the PUBG. I loved your commentary about the real estate.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
It's free real estate.
It's free real estate.
It's free real estate. State of Decay 2, it looks like crap.
I mean, it was.
I've been very negative this show.
It was even some of the stuff that didn't happen on the stream last night that made it. It's like, I picked up a passenger in my Dougie buggy in a solo game, and he thought he was going to help me, or I was going to help him.
Is that what the woman accused Morgan Freeman of? The Dougie buggy?
The Dougie buggy.
That's what it sounds like.
We try not to talk about the Dougie buggy too much.
It's like once a month you get to hear the rumblings about Dougie buggy. Gary's watching this and goes, can you actually do a barrel roll in there? So I do, and land on the roof. So my passenger gets out and stands there waiting for me to do something.
It was concussion.
Like stupidity. Shot him.
Wait. So he peppied you. He literally peppied you like you're Fox McCloud. He said, "Do a barrel roll," and having played Star Fox and being conditioned by that game was like, I was told to do a barrel roll. I must do so.
It's like, well, aim to please. Wow, follow me, barrel roll, and it worked. And
of a sort.
Gary was facing off against sometimes people that are trying to fire at him, and trying to flank because he had no weapons at the time. Trying to punch.
I spend a lot of time with no weapons.
You and both.
This is pacifist run.
Yes.
You don't fight if you don't have to.
I got hands up. It's fine. Let's talk. Let's sit and have a discourse. But,
there should be a diplomatic solution to this problem.
I know that you even try to get them all on one small island so you can talk to them. Does it work? Does it work? But yeah, that's pretty much mostly what I've been playing this week.
Well, you're forgetting you've also played a lot of Cuphead today.
Yeah, one level of Cuphead.
Repeatedly.
Yeah,
that is a lot of Cuphead.
Cousins of mine, who is very excited about Cuphead.
Reese, I just have to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
How many ads are you watching? Because this is a lot of bits. Like, I've seen a lot of bits, like, come this way. And I just have to understand, like, how...
Hey, it's bringing us in revenue. I don't mind.
I'll take it.
I'm not complaining. It's just inquiring minds want to know.
It's clearly more beard. More beardy.
That's right. Twitch is seeing.
He's actually paying for it by shilling out facial hair.
Well, he's shaving off a patch, and that one patch is worth about $2.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you from experience, it's worth. It's worth.
So we were playing some Cuphead, and we discovered that when you're playing 2-player, if one of you run out of lives, you can just nick your partners, your co-players' lives and just carry on.
So if one player's good and the other's bad, you can still play as long as you like.
As long as your life is like X amount.
Yeah. Fundamentally, one player gets double the amount of lives.
At some point it was blatant. It's like, no, I'm not going to take any more. And then start counting 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, you're back there.
No, I'm good. I died. I'm not going to take any like 3, 2, 1. Look, I'm back. I promise I'll be good this time. To the bollocks.
That was
Lard.
it, exactly. But that's what I've been playing. How about you guys?
Chris.
Well, as you can see, I have been playing a little bit of Dark Souls. In proportion for I'm fucking poison shit. Give me that. All right.
There's
I
a
can't
delay.
get more poisoned. I've been playing a little bit of Dark Souls. I've been poking at Stellaris once in a while.
It's good
Stellaris. So
It's good
I think
game.
I'm gonna start doing a Stellaris stream for a bit. Fucking dogs. I love dogs in real life. I hate dogs in Dark Souls.
Corgi
Mostly because
is
they
best
teleport.
doggo.
They're broken.
I can get ducks.
So the other things I have been playing, I've been playing a lot of Dota 2. Sadly, I am back down in rank, but I am on the slow climb back up. I seem to have found my person. I seem to be able to do reasonably. Get out of here, you tree-wielding grumpuses.
So you're saying
There
you
we go.
get knocked down, but you're going to get up again because they're never going to keep you down?
More or less. Look, man.
Everybody owns that album. Don't act like you don't.
Pissing the night away, man.
Yeah, pissing the night away.
All
But he
right.
drinks a whiskey drink. He drinks a vodka drink.
He drinks a lager drink. He drinks a cider drink. We sing songs about it that remind us of the good times, and we sing songs that remind us of the better times. Isn't that right,
Okay.
oh Lardy boy? Lardy boy? Lardy boy?
Wow, he's at it again.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna type fight. You go ahead while I'm doing this.
Okay. Yeah, so games that I have been playing. Destiny 2.
Shit.
And it's just funny, by the way, that he's swearing and there's like a 5-second delay on the stream, and then there's another 5-second delay till you guys get it. So essentially, you guys are hearing it 10 seconds after this shit happens to him.
I gotta get myself an arena for this guy.
So, anyways, I've mainly been playing Destiny 2, because it's Warmind and they're doing stuff and it's interesting and it's just something to do to pass the time. Also, Galactic Civilizations 3.
Did they update something?
They came out with like the Intrigue expansion a couple of months ago. I mean, Galactic Civilization 3 is kind of like that game that like you go and you check back on. It's like Payday 2. You don't know what actually is happening in the game, but you come back to it and like 4 DLCs have dropped and all of a sudden they're all discounted because they're all in the gold section. And so you're like, oh yeah, no, it's for like $12. I'll update the game and see if it's still good. And it's good. It's a 4X game. It's not bad. And then finally I've started the Tiquippies Technocracy Alliance is up and running again in Stellaris, as we slowly try to make friendos with the entire universe.
Do we still have, rivals?
Oh, you mean the BUCK?
Yeah.
Autocracy? Yeah, they're an autocracy.
Very good.
I'm not spiteful or anything. But that's mainly what I've been playing. I've also been, doing actually nothing for the podcast, though I have to talk to artists still about stuff and art for things. Because we're moving and changing stuff around to make things look prettier for y'all. Hopefully you're enjoying how pretty it looks now. It's almost like I've started getting ready for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Made it all look pretty for
I hate trees.
pretty. Look at the pretty.
I gotta state out loud, I hate trees.
Trees are the worst.
They are the worst, especially in Dark Souls. Dark Souls has a lot of tree problems. A lot of topiary issues.
You know what doesn't have a lot of tree problems now? Brazil, because their government funded the Amazon warriors and have actually going against companies and fining them for cutting down the Amazon rainforest. Topical fact.
That sounds like a football team.
It really does.
The more you know. Do.
I'm murdering crabs now. This is my life.
Context is optional. I once again, audio only listeners.
So
Enjoy.
is that all wood-eating crabs over there?
It's just giant crab. It's just
Yep. There you go. You see the big crabs there.
See a giant enemy crab.
see. First he's hitting Wood's dangly little egg ball sacks, and now he's fighting crabs.
And now I'm being summoned to another world, probably as a blue. That's a blue. No, as a real person. I'm a real person now.
Why does this be a real boy?
Although the problem is that the crab is going to respawn, like without any problem.
Sorry, I'm just going
And
back
all this.
to. Oh God, crab battle. Oh God, crab battle.
Crab battle.
And if you want to do
I encountered some kind of cave demon.
if you want to do a trophy challenge update, I believe that Geo is now down to 1,210 to go, and I will be sort of stalling around about 82 left. Yeah.
Yeah. So
When it's going to resume on my part, but there you go.
see, you're just pulling up at the end, just waiting for him to catch up a little bit to give him
Oh,
hope, so that he can
This
just
could be a real
crush it at
fault.
the end.
Yeah. Except I don't want to be the head.
Don't lock onto that crab. Why would you ever lock onto a normal crab?
Because crab battle.
Do you have a problem with big crabs? So yeah, so is that it? Are we,
Yeah. Have we?
I've played a lot of Dota, a little bit of that, and I've been prepping to do more indie horror games. We played some SCP, the other one, Secret Lab, on Friendo Friday last week. Crabs! You murdered the little crab, you douche! God fucking damn it. Oh, this is surprisingly
crab
hard.
battle. Jesus Christ.
It's really hard.
Cave demon.
It's a fucking that's just a Kenyan mangrove crab. Snake, it's not that bad. It broke my knife. That's literally impossible.
Oh, crab battle.
Crab battle. Get staggered, you hoe! This.
Sorry, now also watching this, I just can only think of the Star Trek fight music. Just dun 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 dun.
Okay. Yeah. So I played a little bit of that. Played a little bit of.
You can now order your giant mangrove crabs at Red Lobster. Yum.
I now kind of want to make a shirt that says "fuck crabs" and have a picture of that on there.
Wait.
All right, so we just got our better armor. So I'm gonna go into game commentary mode, and you guys are gonna see. I'm gonna do it in delay. I'm gonna try to pay attention to the lag. Stop locking onto the little crab. Crab 2. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay, it didn't hurt.
So, I think that's all we've all been playing, correct?
Yes. Pretty
Also,
much.
I can say I am excited for something that's happening tomorrow.
It's D&D.
Yes, it is.
which it is nearing the end of this campaign.
And my character is now slow descent into insanity. See, the
He knows
problem...
what the definition of insanity is, doesn't he?
Oh, it's gonna get so bad. It's gonna be good though. I pretty much have established that like this arc of the story for him. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but the arc of the story for him is basically the second verse or the second kind of go through of the song "Father and Son." Like it's not going to go well for him. And then because we're nearing the end, and then eventually we will have a new campaign where I'm playing the exact opposite of what I'm playing now.
The total greenhorn.
I have to go with the young hero, which like he just like the young cocky one, who it like I already know how the first combat session is going to go with him.
Takes a shot, throws up.
No, I can already tell you. I'm going to basically, because obviously the system we use is about describing to get bonuses. When the shots start firing, he's actually going to crouch down behind the nearest object, start hyperventilating and covering his ears and going, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I gotta be quiet," and try and get a stealth roll out of it. And he's just, I'm probably not.
I'll give you a penalty to the stealth roll because you're actually saying things and hyperventilating. You're doing the opposite of stealth. I will warn you about that.
That's fine.
How you describe it.
But like, I'm purposely going to say like he crouches down behind the biggest piece of cover he can find to get out of line of sight, and freaks the fuck out because he's being shot at. And he's never been shot at.
I'm about to do a D&D campaign. I've got a half-orc pacifist monk, which is going to be good fun to play.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Is it what edition?
Fifth.
Fifth. Good.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up 5th edition. Oh, fuck.
I am a paladin barbarian combination.
Multi-classed. Nice.
Yeah, it's more for story reasons than anything, but it actually is kind of worked out. I've gone from
a couple level dip in like anything pretty much shines.
Like I did it.
See, I just like the idea that the party are going to expect me to be, crowd control, but we've put in penalties if it's violent. So he's hardcore pacifist.
So is he just like an Aikido master? It's just like, are you just going to get like the grappler feat, so all you're doing is just grappling people and throwing them?
Yeah, pretty much.
Perfect. Yeah, I remember you could make some insane 3.5 grapple builds.
They were really ridiculous. Pathfinder has some pretty ridiculous ones too. I had an anti-paladin in Pathfinder that he would grapple 2 large creatures, pin them to the ground, and then just destroy them from there. Just smash them into the ground and crush them for the next few seconds. Using his smite.
We just call that the Macho Man Randy Savage build. Because tear comes down from the mothership and smites your ass.
He's called Manuel Han Lin as well. So he's Manuel Handlin.
There's always that one guy, right? It's not. It's not in our campaign. But like, there's like always that, like, you've got like everybody has a fantasy name, and like one other guy is like, and my name is Steve, or like, it's like, who are you? I'm Eliphas. Who are you? I am Krondor the Great. Who are you? Mastodon 666. I think you've got the wrong RPG happening here.
Yeah, we all have
Jack Crabs. Oh god, this one really doesn't like me.
Crabs. All right, do we have anything else for the good of the order, or shall we go into shoutouts?
I am primed for shoutouts.
Okay, that's good because we don't need to keep Will and the cousin up both any longer than need be.
This is true.
This is true. This is very much true. Okay. You guys all go first with shoutouts, and I'll wrap up this bad boy. If anybody has any shoutouts.
Well, I think the big shout out would be to Gary here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the hospitality.
You're welcome.
for joining us on tonight and making tonight possible for himself.
Having a good Saturday and allowing us to do this on your Saturday morning.
No problem. It's been fun.
That's good. We hope you have enjoyed your time here.
Thoroughly.
Chris, do you have any shout-outs?
Gotta give shout-outs to Dark Designer for always being there as of late. My man.
Dude, you're there like 110%. Reese's Wave for like
Yep.
all of the bits.
I mean, how many bits have you dropped tonight, Grease?
I haven't. I'm not looking because obviously with anything, if I click on something, this whole operation falls apart.
Twice.
Yeah, like it implodes and then goes through the internet and blows up Chris's stream at the same time.
That happens sometimes.
It's just the way the world works.
Yeah, it's happening right now. You guys will see it in just a second, in just like 10 seconds. But like,
yeah, bad things will happen. There it is. There's the lag. Perfect.
Yep.
So, I guess that leaves it to me then, huh? All right. And I will end the show with a thing that I normally lead the show with. So, let me just, James, remember, put this at the beginning, James.
You won't remember.
I won't remember, but let's put it at the beginning anyways, okay?
You can't remember. You can't remember. What's going? You don't know the way.
I do not know the way.
Oh, but yeah, no, I finished Hellblade. I finished Hellblade. That was something. So just before the end of this, I finished Hellblade. I started doing that, and I just remembered. Holy shit! The ending of that game. Oh, right in the feels. Right in the fucking feels.
That game's tough for that.
And you know the song at the end.
Yeah.
You know how everybody has a song that it doesn't matter. Like, if it comes on, you just start bawling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing
That's
Grace.
the song.
For me, it's Amazing Grace on bagpipes.
Yeah.
Classic American.
John Denver, isn't that for me? Of like
The song at the end of that is mine.
Mm.
So I'm like, I'm already choked up. I'm already like, oh, it's so emotional. And then it's just like, here, I hope you liked having moisture pouring out of your eyes for the next like 2 hours.
So you're saying you had I'm not crying, or it's like?
Oh no, I was fucking bawling. I was weeping.
Lay down, try not to cry a lot.
yeah.
Very, very much. Yes, that like it was really bad. I mean, it was really good. It was really bad, the sheer amount of crying I actually did. I ended the stream, and then I proceeded to cry for another hour. Holy shit, that song gets me every time. Because the problem with that song is that it gets there, and then it gets stuck in my head, and then I can't get it out. So then it's just like, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was a very emotional ending. And I look forward to seeing their next production. I hope they do another production. That's what I should say. I hope they do another production because I want to see another production from them.
I think Ninja Theory will, because Hellblade is one that I can thoroughly recommend trying.
Here's the thing. It's called Hellblade, and then it's called the post text is Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah.
So I would love to see them do another story about the Hellblade, maybe of a different mythos.
Kratos' sacrifice. Wait, what? Boy.
Boy.
Dad Simulator 2018.
I mean, he did carry around a head the entire time. So.
He did. Norse mythology too.
Yep.
So, Mia.
Gotta love Mimir.
All right.
I love it, the fact they tell us to go piss off.
It's very English of your Norse mythology.
Excuse me, sir. I do appear to want you to go piss off.
Right, sir. So what you can do is you can take Odin and go bugger yourself. You lonely twat. That was like weird. It was somewhere. I've stopped trying.
It wasn't the worst. It wasn't your worst. Wasn't your worst.
See, the thing is like I've been watching somebody who's been making fun of people around the Newcastle accent, like, "Oh yeah, we up here in Newcastle, I."
Okay, that was like this weird Welsh South African.
Oh no,
that was nowhere near Newcastle.
No. Hang on, no. The South African is just Dave Matthews, who was like, "Har, har, har," just put marbles in your mouth and mumble. And before I insult anybody else's culture, all right, everybody. We would use outro music and stuff here, but I'm just it's a thing.
He's done.
It's done. I'm not done, but they're done. I could keep going. You'll have a good
Thanks
night,
for having me.
morning. We'll talk to you later.
Roll away from this shit. Roll the fuck out of here.